Hello everyone, welcome back to the Judgement Day. And we've, as always, been joined by Robin Uthappa and Prasanna Agoram, P-Dog or P-God, who's got an
P-Dog.
incredible hairstyle. I don't know why. I think we got to the business end of the tournament and we're deciding on the last two semi-final spots because we're going to be talking about the defending champs, England. Look like the team to beat, so he's decided to turn up in the special avatar. சொல்லுப்பா என்னப்பா அது
இது வெறும் ட்ரெய்லர் தான். அடுத்த மேட்ச் வேர்ல்டு கப் ஜெயிக்க போற டீமை பத்தி பார்க்க போறோம். அதுக்கு மெயின் படம் பார்ப்பேன், நீங்க அவசரப்படாதீங்க.
Mimicry hairstylist. What do you think of this hairstyle first?
This is he means business now.
I can't see how he means business. Okay, but to get to thick of things, you know what the first round would be. It would be the intent machines. But before that, let's all come to a consensus, Robs. First, you got Pakistan and West Indies. No, Pakistan and Australia. West Indies, Australia. West Indies, Australia. Now there's two teams, England and India left. Do we think these are the top four teams?
Yeah.
You think that? Okay, talk to us about England. What works for England? The last time they won in Australia, they lost a game to Ireland, but still went on to win. There is no Ben Stokes from that. Ben Stokes is a very crucial component of this English side. Where do you think England stands? What ticks for them? Are they still a strong force to reckon with?
They are someone again, like West Indies are going to bulldoze the opponents with a powerful batting lineup, but they've got a better bowling lineup compared to West Indies when it comes to both fast bowler and spinning. Now we are going to talk about the first 6 overs, right?
Yeah, we'll go. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, thank you for taking us there. I am the host, but anyway, thank you for leading us there.
He means business. I told
you.
No?
Yeah, clearly he's taken us there. Okay, we will go to the first round, which is the intent machines, and we'll be talking only about England. And the next episode, obviously, you know who it is about. So the first one, intent machines about England. Go ahead.
I think there's been a lot of complaints that I have not unleashed my singing potential. So when it comes to England batting,
wait, I'll just open it up for him in case you didn't know he's been singing.
Okay,
starting ranging from Carnatic to hip hop, jazz எல்லாம் பாடிருக்கான். என்ன பாட போற? You got to sing now. Okay.
So England's batting. So I said that it's going to be threatening.
Make sure high pitch la start பண்ணு. கேக்கல.
Yeah, always high pitch. So when England batsmen are coming into the pitch, now what kind of mentality they have seeing the bowlers? Bowling போட வந்த சொர்க்கமே உன் மீது ஆசை வந்தது எப்போது 6 கொடுப்பேன்னு தெரியாதே அது தெரியாதே. Then the next one come, ஓவர் பிச்சு கொஞ்சம் வந்தது ஃபுல் டாஸ் கொஞ்சம் வந்தது ஃப்ரீ ஹிட்டு எப்போ வருமனே தெரியாதே. Then after 4 or 5 sixes, உன்மேல் நான் கொண்ட ஆசை என்மேல் நீ கொண்ட ஆசை எதை நீ உயர்வாக சொல்வாயா. And the bowler replies, போடா பொல்லாத பையன் நான் கொண்ட ஆசை அதை நீ 6 ஆக பார்ப்பாயா. Then the total bleeds to 200. That is going to be what England is all about. So when you see that,
actually, firstly, I want to clap. Actually, solid singing, solid effort. எங்கேயுமே இது கூட விலகல, பயங்கரமா இருந்தது பாடுறது, கேட்கறதுக்கே நல்லா இருந்தது.
Now people have to say that A.R. Rahman is impressed. I need to make sure the high pitch when I go there should be very perfect. So
basically, you are scared that you will get a copyright strike.
Yeah.
That's why you have switched over to this side. Okay, so go ahead. Yeah.
When you see that Salt has got one gear, he is not going to care about anything. He wants to get out thrice in one ball. He wants to hit 3 sixes in one ball. That is the attitude he's going to have. Butler is a refined form of Butler. He's not going to come there and really play shots every ball. He plays very well according to the situation. He doesn't have any ego in playing the second fiddle to Salt. Then comes Jax, who's got double gear. This is a real power for you. And then if you see that bowling, a fit Jofra Archer, let me put it on very clear perspective. Fit Jofra Archer in that Caribbean pitches is going to be a nightmare. And then you got another guy to complement there, and another 150 kilometers per hour, that is going to be Mark Wood. And then Jordan, people are all writing Jordan off. I'm telling you that pitch.
Do you think they'll play Chris Jordan or Reece Topley?
Look, it is going to be a question that Jordan is a real death expert bowler.
So, you mean Chris Jordan? Okay.
So if you see Topley is very good making impact at power play, but when you take his death bowling into consideration, we want a package, a guy who's +5 on the field, he can bat and he can bowl on both the faces. You go with Chris Jordan. So if you see this, it looks threatening for me. 19 out of 25.
Threatening it in 19 out of 25. You sang and all. I thought you'll at least give 22 to 23. What is the use of singing? You gave 20 to 20. He gave a balance for Australia.
Yeah, I've studied engineering. I only could score 6 subjects hundreds. Rest all 91 and 92. They won't give you marks like that. So strict headmaster will give you the right thing. So it's 19 out of 25.
You've not given one guy 100, bro.
You've not given anybody. Can we just increase it? No,
Not
or it's only
one
90.
team have you given 25 and 20.
That's how I am.
No, he's not even crossed 20.
Correct.
He's only hit 20 once. And that was with Australia's balance.
Yeah.
Your thoughts, Robin? He sang. Firstly,
What is your thoughts? What is your thoughts, bro?
My sentiments are pretty much the same.
Your thoughts on his singing.
My thoughts on the thing, I thought the effort was, I actually thought, he's going to be offbeat completely, but you were on point, bro. Like, very impressive. Like, you've improved over time.
You mean to say my singing has improved or my analysis have improved?
No, analysis has always been
The
great.
same.
The great.
You can actually rate his singing if you want, out of 100.
No, effort 100 on 100.
So what's your rating, bro?
For them, I agree. Salt, Butler, and Jax would be great.
So you think Bairstow won't be?
I think
Number
Bairstow would actually be number 3, and Jax would come number 4. I feel
One of
that
them.
that's because Bairstow, I don't know how comfortable he'll be batting at number 4, and how much England would get the best out of him batting at number 4. I think he's better with fast bowlers, and once he plays the fast bowlers, then when he plays spin, he's good. But starting off with spin, he may not be that good. So I think, but Jax on the other hand has been good all around to spin and to fast bowlers. So I think they will go 3 and 4, Bairstow and then Jax. So the top order looks very solid to me. Salt is top draw. Butler needs to play the first 10 balls. Take that time. Once he settles in, then he'll always make up. For him, power play, outside power play does not matter. Get him to play 25 balls, you know that he'll get a 70, 80, 100 plus score. So that's a solid one for me. Jofra Archer would, and I would play Reece Topley instead of a Chris Jordan, because just that variation is important. They have a bunch of great fielders in that squad, so I don't think fielding would be too much of an issue. They'll have guys in the main areas that they'll be covered there. And Topley is a pretty Jofra Archer, I think, will bowl in the death with Wood, and Topley can also be one
Robin,
of
just
those.
stopping you there. You made a very interesting point. I don't think this is discussed enough. You said they'll have people at the right positions, right? You're talking about hotspots.
Correct.
Largely, people who are listening to the show are people who are trying to understand the game better.
Okay.
So, can you just talk to us a little bit about hotspots, your experiences of standing at hotspots?
So hotspots essentially means placing fielders at the right positions for particular batsmen based on where they hit the ball the most. For example, if I have to look at a Phil Salt, you will have a long on and a long off and a deep mid wicket. Those would be the hotspots. For a Joss Butler, a fine leg being fine, long on, long off would be the hotspots. Similarly, for each batter, for Johnny Bairstow, deep square leg slightly in front would be a hotspot, mid wicket would be a hotspot, long on would be a hotspot. So placing those fielders in, your best fielders in those particular areas when those batters are in strike, or especially in the death, are what we call hotspots, and those are the areas that the ball keeps going at a very high percentage. So those essentially are what hotspots are. So for anyone who wants to learn about it, this is what hotspots basically mean while fielding. Coming back to this, I think the bowling also looks pretty solid for me in the first 6 overs. I would give them a solid 22.
22 on 25, that's a
25.
solid rating. And I actually agree with Robin to a large degree. I would think you've got Jofra Archer who can click 145. I mean, he's coming back from injuries. He's playing some local cricket in the Caribbean as we are speaking. He's been playing a lot of cricket, and apparently he's doing really well, picking up a lot of wickets. But there is nothing like playing international cricket. I agree with that. But we know the pedigree of Jofra and we know what he can deliver. You've got Mark Wood who can complement him likewise. I think Mark Wood would probably be their enforcer through the middle. I'm not sure they'll use him a lot inside the power play, maybe one over, and not too much at the death. But I think they will use him as an enforcer through the middle. They've got Moeen Ali if they want, they'll use him inside the power play. They've got Adil Rashid to go through.
They've often used Adil Rashid in that 6th over in the power play.
They used him in the 6th over against us at Adelaide, the last T20 World Cup as well. They've got Livingston to give them a few overs if they need. So I think up top is a real specialist situation, whether they're playing Sam Curran or whether they're playing Reece Topley. If Sam plays, I think Sam will take the new ball. or if they do think they need a wicket-taking option, Reece Topley will play. If Reece Topley plays, I think the bowling looks completely solidified, and the batting we don't need to talk
The
too much.
only reason I haven't picked Sam Curran in this current squad is because of the lack of heat in his bowling. Like I think in the recent past he's been in the mid 120s compared to the high 130s in the past year or so. And maybe there's a niggle, or maybe he's carried a niggle through the IPL, and he's nursing his way back, and maybe he won't be fully okay. So Sam, I think Sam's health, I don't know if it's up to scratch. There was a reason I think he was bowling in the mid 120s to the low 120s in the IPL compared to the high 130s or mid 130s in the past. So ideally, if he's really fit and can bowl that same pace like he did in the past, I think it'll be mighty useful in a place like West Indies and in America. But if he's not, then I think Reece Topley will be the obvious choice.
I think Sam Curran gives them a lot of balance. He did phenomenally well in the last World Cup. Let's not forget that. And knowing Joss, I think Joss generally prefers to keep that balance and stability going. He's a lot like MS in so many ways. I've noticed him from the close quarters. But I think Reece Topley gives a little bit more up top. Prasanna doesn't agree with that.
If they really want Sam Curran, another option is getting him in place of Liam Livingstone. Because Liam Livingstone is someone who's going to give that extra option with the ball, which they can get covered with Will Jacks. Will Jacks can bowl decent amount of off spin. So if they really want them, they'll add some armory in the pace attack. So Moeen Ali is at 7. that is a cushion to have Moeen Ali at 7. So you can always have Sam Curran if you really want him in the place of Liam Livingstone at 6.
This is just amazing, right, Robin? I mean, when you talk about England, there's not without a reason that West Indies and Australia have been front runners for our qualification. Also, Pakistan also has a bit of similarity, not as much. But England and Australia, look at the number of batters that are wanting to bowl.
Yeah.
It is not about how they are set up. It's just that they are bowling. Will Jacks is able to open the bowling with the new ball for his franchise in RCB. He's a destructive batter. Then Livingston bowls not just leg spin, he bowls off spin, he bowls whatever you want. Sam Curran is bowling and he can bat. You've got several other guys who are doing the same job. You could see fast bowling all-rounders in the past, but now they're starting to produce spin bowling all-rounders as well. Moeen Ali, look at his batting and bowling. It's just amazing. It just lends so much balance to it. And
100%. I think it just gives any leader, any coach, so many more options to and to work out the permutations and combinations. And I've often wondered why our batters, don't even if it's just spin, but don't necessarily actually take that ownership and say, okay, I'll bowl and do add that extra option for the leaders within the group to kind of add these.
It becomes a bit of a physical task actually. So
I'm sure it is.
Many of our teams, if you look at it, there's a stability in terms of playing all the three formats, the workload involved. If you happen to bowl suddenly, and if it is not your main skill, it could affect you putting yourself on the park and doing your primary skill properly. That is one of the reasons, and maybe
we're also creatures of habit, right? So like I think batters today, most batters like to have a lot of reps of balls at practice.
True.
Now, if for them, if they have to start bowling and they want to maintain the similar quality of batting, then they have to take away a lot of the rep time from batting and apply it to the bowling, and that obviously takes a toll on your physicality as well. So I'm sure that's one of the reasons, but I think that somewhere that needs to change because some of these guys can actually bowl. And like Yash is a pretty decent leg spinner. He can actually bowl, but
he does give it a go. I think the next generation of cricketers know that their values increase if they do both skills. I think you will see a lot more cricketers coming through that way.
Yeah.
I do think this conversation will head back to the IPL then.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to get there. So
that's not
So my intent machine rating for England would be 22.
22?
On par with you. I would have actually gone one step. I was actually thinking about 23, 24 if that fellow had trespassed into the 20s, but he didn't. He just didn't. He just wouldn't. He's a real hard taskmaster. So that brings us to an end to this particular segment. We will move on to the tempo managers. So on tempo managers, we're going to look at the middle order. Does England really have a middle order where you need to control the tempo? They just go one tempo, right? They can keep going hard. He just opened his hand like this. So
this is also kind of a tanker lorry, what we spoke about West Indies. We see if Jack's bat, so number 3, Bairstow. One more thing, Robin beautifully pointed out one thing. Square leg finer.
Square leg straighter. Say straighter.
For hotspot for Bairstow because the kind of pulls and cuts what he plays. He's the kind of someone who wants the lens to be shorter and just heave you through point and square leg. In Caribbean, if you don't know, if you want to bowl harder lengths to him, thinking of the boundaries are bigger, how much big the boundaries are, square on either side of the wicket is going to hurt you. That's going to be Bairstow. And Brook is playing excellently.
Oh my God, actually, we should factor in Harry Brook.
Yeah, he's there. He's
I don't
he's
know
a part
whether
of
you
number
remember
five.
one of the knocks he played last year in the Caribbean when they chased 220 against them. So he's another game changer. Livingston is always someone where he feels comfortable in that space, like what you said. You know, he can bowl off spin, he can bowl. Leg spin for right-handers, and he bats at number 6. He comes with the freedom to say that, okay, go there and express yourself. And then they've got a guy like Moeen Ali. You know, if there is any problem, he can take you to safety in the middle overs. So that is going to be, for me, a beefed up middle order. And then think about that bowling. Adil Rashid, a genuine strike bowler. He's just class. So last time they used him in the 6th over, but they know the importance of having more spin in the middle overs. I don't see them exposing him in the power play. And then you have a guy like him, and then Moeen to support, and then you've got Livingston to support him, and then Will Jacks can bowl an over or two. There is something there when it comes to bat and ball. Again, I'll stick out to a very high 19 out of 25.
Despite you giving 22 and me saying I might have given 23, he said I'm giving a very high 9.
19. Come on, bro.
Now, you have to compliment 19 out of 25 now.
Oh, no. There's no compliment.
So what do you think of that? But actually, when I'm going through the middle order, it's not as destructive as how West Indies look.
No. I don't think it is.
That late order power is not there.
Because there's also versatility of left and right in the West Indian squad. Here there's one left-hander, it's number 7. They can easily shift that guy up to number 5 and move one down, just so that there's a little bit of variation. But I don't think they've done that in the past. I don't think they'll do it now. They've always looked at Moeen Ali as a finisher, whilst actually Livingston's the actual gun finisher for them. Moeen actually has the ability to kind of curate his innings the way it's actually required based on the requirement of the team. And he's got that wherewithal to be able to do that. He's done that well as well. And the fact that he brings in off spin into play. But that's a solid middle order, bro. That is a proper middle order. And I think looking at the bowling, Rashid, Moeen Ali, you have Mark Wood. You have Livingston. You have Jacks. You have 5 options.
A lot of options.
Just in the middle overs, 23.
23. He's gone one notch better. I'm giving him a 23. See, I think for me, right, I'm really intrigued by the options that Joss Butler has at his disposal. Sometimes I do wonder, where do you head? Do you actually have a direction? Do you have a clarity on who you're going to use here? Because against India, I remember that semi-final, Livingston bowled well, and he just continued, kept bowling him from one side, and he bottled the other end with Adil Rashid. I don't think he brought back Chris Oakes in, which he usually was doing in the rest of the tournament. He was doing it. Here he's actually spoiled for choices. If he has left-handers, he might ask Livingston to go off spin, Will Jacks to go off spin from one side, and he can actually bowl 2 leggies as well in Livingston and Rashid. He can bring back an enforcer if he finds some good spin hitters with Mark Wood or Jofra Archer. He's spoiled for choices, and I think Joss is one of those guys who will utilize them really well, which is why I'm even more inclined in saying he might not go for Sam Curran and go for Reece Topley. In as much as you can like the batting depth, this offers a lot more versatility, and I'm giving them a slight higher rating on the middle overs. I'm going with 23.
No,
the other reason for that is Adil Rashid, right? He's always gone for runs there in West Indies. I remember a game he went for like 45-50 runs and he ended up picking 4 wickets.
Correct.
Just kept tossing the ball. And Joss is one of those guys who thinks he wants that wickets. And what promotes them to do that is the fact that they also get a high score. They believe in playing that high risk cricket. So they believe 200 is gettable. But I don't want it to be a 250. I think 220 is gettable. I don't want it to be a 240. But I want that wicket. So you keep tossing it up. So Rashid has that license. And he's also got enforcers in terms of pace and spin through the other side.
And also I think Rashid is encouraged by Joss to go for wickets.
Exactly.
And that goes a long way, because the best way to restrict a team is by getting wickets. And the bowler works from that mentality saying, hey, I don't care how many runs I give. I'm going to look to be attacking and try and get wickets as often as possible. Bowl those wicket-taking deliveries that give me the best chance to get a wicket based on the batter. And you have the backing of the captain. Man, happy days, dude. That's actually a great spot to be in as a bowler, to say, okay, I've got the backing. I'm just going to go for it. pitch the ball up, take those risks and just throw it up there and expect him to make a mistake.
It's interesting that you brought that point up. When I was having a chat, I've had chats with Josh Butler during different times of the tournament. He's not very blindsided either. When you ask, I was bowling at Nicholas Puran in the 70th or some over. I got Stoinis out. I just felt like I could go for Nicholas Puran's wicket. I asked him, what do I do? So just shut it down. Just shut it down. Not the time. You can hand it over to the next guy. So I remember him talking to Adil Rashid, and Adil went for some 4 overs, 25 odd runs in the semi-final against India last at Adelaide.
Correct.
And he bottled it up. He didn't get many wickets, but he just bottled it up.
Yeah.
The ability of Adil Rashid to do both is what enables Josh to be able to do that.
Correct.
And here,
And that's also because the understanding, the chemistry, the trust between those two players, knowing that like if you trust him and his call, and then say when he says no, I think you shut it down, you back that and do it. It gives you a sense of confidence that okay, so maybe somewhere you are also probably thinking, okay, should I go for it or should I not? You're also a little bit perhaps in like, okay, what's the better option here? And then when someone gives you one of those options, it's a reconfirmation, a confirmation of what you're already thinking. So it gives you the confidence that okay, my thought process is on the right lines. So I'll double down and just back that and close it down. Whilst on the other hand, if you're getting hit for runs, it's like, don't worry, just go for wickets.
yeah,
Throw it up there.
It depends on the situation of the game.
Yeah.
Right, because there have been a lot of high-scoring games between West Indies and England in the Caribbean. So that's why, especially at Barbados. I remember there were 3 T20s or something. It all swelled up over 220.
Correct.
Anyway, that brings us to an end to this segment of the Tempo Managers. I think PDogg has summed it up with a high 19. Robin again's gone for high 19. Robin's gone for a 22 and I've gone for a 23. Is that fair?
I went 22, 23.
You also went 23? Okay,
23.
he said
I went
if he wants to change, I'm happy to change.
Illama, I think I went
23, both of us. Okay.
My first one is 22, second one
Who
is
was happy, Anachi? Okay. That brings us to the end, and that's where we'll be headed. The next one, the finishers, which is the end game. On end game, we'll be looking at the power both teams possess towards the back half of the game. Robin, what are your initial takes?
I love the power that England have here. They have Jofra Archer and Mark Wood, both fiery, and you know that they will close things down in the depth for England. Yes, they might be expensive 1 or 2 games, but I think like we just spoke, I think Joss will back these bowlers to be able to deliver wickets and close things down for them. As far as batting is concerned, we already spoke about it. They have Brook, Livingston, and Moeen Ali. And Rashid can also bat and tonk the ball.
Right down the Archer can hit the ball.
Archer can
You've
hit
been
the
at
ball.
RR with him.
Yeah, Archer can hit the ball. Wood can throw the kitchen sink at it.
Of course, Wood can hit a ball as well.
Yeah. So they've had, I think, power-wise, 22.
22. Power-wise, it's 22 straight away from him. PDogg, your thoughts?
Yeah, see, the
Don't sing.
only thing
Are you going to sing? No, right?
No, the fast bowler, whether if they're going to play Reece Topley or they're going to play Chris Jordan, because the amount of bowling options, what we discussed about, Jacks can bowl, Livingston can bowl, and they got a chance to make sure the 2 overs of Wood, 2 overs of Archer are reserved in the death overs. That gives them much balance. I would be asking the same question, 52 in 5 overs, will this team defend? Yes, they got goods to defend. I would still feel that when you've got Wood and Archer, you really want to make sure I can just play over with 1 over with Moeen Ali. I would rather want to have Chris Jordan in place of Reece Topley to make sure I cover my death bowling completely. When it comes to batting, you spoke about it. I don't know whether you saw that Wood's innings against South Africa in the 50-over World Cup in Mumbai.
Yeah, of course I saw it.
He can hit some towering sixes, and Jofra Archer, the few matches he won for Rajasthan Royals when he was fit, then Adil Rashid, as he said, he can hit a proper inside-out shot, fast bowlers against 6 over extra covers. The depth, what they've got, you just can't really say the 6 down, wow, I've got the game under control.
What is it?
You got them 6 down.
Oh, 6 down, okay.
You're not in a comfortable position saying that, okay, fine, I got the game under control. You feel like the 6 down, you need some 48 in 4 overs. Still, these guys like Archer, Rashid can come and hurt you. So I'm again going to give a very high rating of 19 out of 25.
He's doing this on purpose. Ignore him. He's doing this on purpose. Before I give my rating, I just want to understand one thing. They've gone for a very left field choice in Tom Hartley. They've generally not done this. Is there any chance that they're thinking, okay, left arm finger spin? Because West Indies is one place where finger spin has worked really well, even better than wrist spin on occasions, if the data suggests. I don't know what the data says. But if I'm not wrong, is that a reason behind picking Tom Hartley? Do you see him playing at all, or?
I'm sure it's that's one of the reasons he's been picked. a lot of these teams don't do things, without a reason or a purpose behind it, and they must have gone and they've traveled there quite a few times in the last few years, and I think they particularly like playing in West Indies, the English.
The first ever
the first
championship
ever,
was in West Indies.
Yeah, the T20 championship that they won was in 2009 or 9, I
It
think.
was the first ever silverware.
Yeah, in back in 2009, and that was in West Indies.
2010.
10, yeah, you're right, 2010. And I think they've probably known in the past. Yeah, I think even in that series where you spoke about it happened in Guyana, the 3 T20s. I think even in that series there was a left arm spinner who was there. I don't know if it's Hartley who was there. I think it was a year ago or so.
Okay, you're talking about Liam Dawson then. Liam Dawson.
There was a left arm spinner then as well, a finger spinner then as well. So I think there is a reason that they're taking a left arm spinner on tour with them in the World Cup.
Very interesting. PDogg?
See, you asked the right question, but the only issue is they only have 3 fast bowlers because Sam Curran is missing. That's take Robin's team into consideration. Topley, Archer, and Wood. In whose place they can bring in, because it's going to, or else they have to probably, again, the only issue is they got to drop Liam Livingston and get Hartley in, push Moeen Ali in, because all these guys can bat. If Reece Topley comes, he's also someone who's not known for his batting skills as well. So it is going to be a tough call. Where are you
So
going
it's probably just a backup option. Probably better.
Yeah.
Maybe. So
Yeah.
the combination what we're reading here looks
Ominous.
extremely powerful. So I don't see them thinking more about it, because they know the 2 spinners they've got, they're not only skilled, but vastly experienced, that is Moeen Ali and Adil Rashid. We'll continue with it.
Right, so it's time for me to give my rating on the end game for
Yes.
England. I am also going for a 23, a very high 23.
Very high.
Very high 23. They've got the bases covered. And however, I think Jofra Archer and Mark Wood playing through the tournament is the only Achilles heel that can affect England. And if that changes, then the whole rating goes for a toss.
Yeah.
So that brings us to that end, and the next segment will be the next segment is actually going to be the holes, and we're going to find the balance report. Do they have any holes? Is there a possibility that teams can prey on their holes and try and topple them over? Is that a possibility? Because we're looking at them as a favorite.
Yeah, correct. So if you look at it strictly from the point of view of potential and each individual's potential, and as a group, there aren't any holes. They have so much depth in every area of the game. The holes could present themselves, like you said, if Jofra or Wood or one of their fast bowlers have an injury, or they don't play the entire tournament and then they have to be replaced by somebody else, then that can become a point of weakness. Right now, I can't specifically pick on a point of weakness in this side.
So you think it's an extremely well balanced side? What's your balance rate?
Very, very, very well balanced side.
What's your balance
I would
rate?
say a 24 actually.
A very high 24.
A very moderate 24.
A very moderate. PDogg, you are the analyst, right? You're let's say you're sitting on every team that England is playing against, and you are the analyst of that team. Because it's going to be very hard for you also to find a hole. What would be that area that you will try and target England with?
Sometimes,
if you want to topple them.
like what Robin said. Robin said he can't find any holes in that, and he's very correct on what he said. So that is a time we need to see. Sometimes you'll say that even when you're bowling or something, your captain will say, create opportunities. You have to see where can you find something out of nothing. That is how the balance is. The only thing what I will do against this team is I won't give any pace at all when I'm bowling. I'm going to bombard them with spin in the first 10 overs, no matter what. Salt, Butler, Jacks, Bairstow, I'm just to come up with 3 spinners. I'm going to bowl 8 overs of spin in the first 8 overs.
Are you trying to tell me that you're going to bowl 3 spinners straight in 8 overs?
First 8 overs, first 8 overs, I'll go spin.
Yeah, Manasachi இல்லையா உனக்கு?
That is the only. I will feel 3 spinners. I will feel 3 spinners. I'll go spin, more spin in the first 8 overs to trouble them.
To Salt, Butler and Jacks.
Yep.
I just want to inform you. I want to bring it to your kind attention. कृपया ध्यान दीजिए. कुर्सी पे सीट पे बांध लीजिए. Because Will Jacks just took Rashid Khan down and finished the game. He went from 50 to 100 in what, 12 balls?
Took Rashid Khan on.
10 balls.
Correct. And you're talking
Sherfane Rutherford has also taken Rashid Khan on.
I'm not saying it's impossible to take Rashid Khan on, but you're talking about this sort of a team, and why would you inside the power play in the first 6? You've told me faster bowlers, when we spoke about Sri Lanka in the earlier episode, you said faster bowlers with fuller length.
Yes, agree to that. But if that weapon is going to get exhausted by the way they are playing, which that's the only way they're going to play, and I won't have any answers at all if they're going to run away with the power play. I'm going to have skill bowlers. Sometimes, Robin also accepted Sri Lanka has got very good power play bowlers. That is Dilshan Madhushanka, Nuwan Tushara, and Matisha
But those are not
Patirana.
spinners, no, darling.
No, okay, they've got power play bowlers. Let's say you're Sri Lankan.
So what I'm saying is I'm going to expose them. They bowl well. These guys take them on, still get to 67 for 1. I'm killed in that game. I'm not going to come back. So what I want to do different, I'm not taking a defensive approach. I'm trying to do something different which they don't expect, which they don't like. So if I'm going to be Sri Lanka, it's going to be...
So let's say if you're Sri Lanka, you've got Madhushanka, Patirana and Tushara, you're going to open the bowling with Hasaranga.
I'm definitely going to open the bowling with Tikshana first over.
And Hasaranga.
Hasaranga second
Till
over.
the 8th spinners only is saying.
So I would say I want to break them to at least 2 to 3 wickets early on to put the doubts in their mind.
But you don't feel like if you bowl spinners back to back to back, they'll get pummeled after the second over? Not after the first over.
It can go either way. They might get pummeled, or there is a good chance that they're going to
And even if you do that, and even if they don't get pummeled and they don't say they get one odd wicket, don't you think at the back end it becomes too one-dimensional for any batter who's batting?
To go fast bowling again? And
for me, it is very simple. I see the first over, I see the second over, maybe the third over. If I'm not getting the results, then there's no point in continuing in 8 overs.
One of the things I've noticed a lot of captains do really well, and some of the best captains in the world is they never repeat a bowler in the third over. So
you cannot actually sometimes
the first if like you're bowling the first over, I'll bowl the second, you won't bowl the third, he'll bowl the third, and then you'll bowl the fourth, then I'll bowl the fifth, and then
just to break that
flow, because it's breaking the flow in 2 or 3 different ways. You're changing ends, you're changing angles, you're changing.
You might also give them a break where there might be a wicket that will fall.
Correct. Yeah. And only if there's a wicket that's fallen and you feel like the next batter's got a susceptibility that you can exploit, then the captain brings the same
a guy like Angelo Matthews after 2 overs of spin, a guy who comes there, swings the ball little bit, just jags around 120 kilometers to bowl to a guy like Saul, to want the ball to really come onto your bat. I will want to make sure that I'm not going to do anything to make your life comfortable in your stay there, because I know that you're going to throw the bat at everything and demolish me in power play. I want to take advantage of the power play. If I do that, I have a chance to dictate terms after power play. So I'll take that chance.
He's taking a massive chance, indeed. But you never know. Sometimes big chances give big results.
Yeah.
As always, you can leave your opinions on the comment section on what PDogg is saying. But what is your balance score for England?
Very high, 19 out of 25.
He's doing it on purpose. Anyway, I think my balance report for England is also 22. I think I can go higher if I want.
Yeah.
My only thing is how can they keep the best team on the park for the entire tournament?
For the entire
The
tournament.
workload management. Otherwise, it would be a 24 as well.
Yeah.
So that brings us to a close on all the segments, including the holes. We might have the final exam results. So the final report scores are here. The exam's done. PDogg has got a grand 76. Robin is on 91. I've got 90. Robin and I have mostly synchronized with our scores. PDogg 76. Is that a really high score according to your standards?
Very high score, because Robin said one thing very clearly. It's difficult to find holes in a team. So before asking and giving my verdict myself, they'll ease through to semi-finals.
No, but there have been times in the past, Robin, that we have predicted like this. In the last IPL preview shows that we did, I had predicted KKR, SRH, Mumbai Indians and CSK. I definitely thought KKR was good, but Mumbai Indians finished last.
Yeah.
So there can be cases, and as an Indian supporter and a fan, all will be hoping that. I'm also hoping it. But England on paper look a really good side. Going to the semis, finals, do you want to take a big bold call?
No, I think I'll leave it at the semis, because I think the back end of the tournament, the second half, the knockout stage is a completely different tournament altogether. The pressures are different.
On the day.
The mental application is different, and how you execute your skills and the energy in which you execute your skills are very different. So it's a whole other tournament. So
do you think keeping all that in mind, there's a real opportunity to have mental wellness classes before these games, big knockout games?
Absolutely. You can, I think you can have sessions where you allow the player to feel good. Like you give them as much confidence as possible, because like I said earlier, I think when you feel good about yourself and when you feel good about your skills, the chances of you executing your skills to the best of your ability and it goes up a few notches, then you give yourself the best chance to do well. Yeah, that's all you can ask out of yourself in any sport.
PDogg? Where are they finishing?
I will leave it in the semi-finals. I said that when you come to playoffs, you never know. You can have a good day, you can bad day. Everything can go wrong. So I can tell that they will sail through to semi-finals, and I'll leave it there. So 3 teams according to me: West Indies, England, and Australia. One more to go.
So on this season of the Judgment Day, we've got 5 teams who've already made it to the semis according to all our consensus. It's not 5, it's 4. If we have to include India, which is where we're going to be headed next, we've got West Indies, Pakistan, Australia, England who have made it through. I think India is going to be a favorite here on this panel because there's only one team left to qualify and they're the only team that we're going to do. To look at what India has got to offer, catch us on the next episode.